In Being a Writer this week, we are going to talk all about scary, spooky stories. So I want you to think for a minute. If you were thinking like an author and you were trying to create the spookiest, scariest story, what are some words that you might use to write with? So, what words would you add in as you're telling a story? Think of words like dark or the creaky stairs, or it was damp outside. How about the three-clawed monster? Think of words like that that really add that little bit of spooky to your writing. So that is what I want you to be paying attention to and thinking about as we read a book today. So this book is called Harry and the Terrible Whatzit. Okay, so as we read, I want you to be paying attention to the words that the author uses and how they make it sound so creepy and spooky. Okay, so the author is Dick Gockenbach. Fun name. I knew there was something terrible down in the cellar. The cellar is like a basement. I just knew because the cellar was dark and damp and it smelled. Don't go down there, I told my mother. Why? She asked. There's something terrible down there. I have to go down in the cellar, she said. We need a jar of pickles. She never believes me. I waited and waited and waited by the door. She never came back up. What do you think happened to her? Someone had to do something. So I took a broom and I went down the cellar steps. It was very black and gloomy, and it smelled. I know there is something here, I called out. What did you do with my mother? Then I saw it. A double-headed, three-clawed, six-toed, long-horned Whatzit. It was hiding behind the furnace with the fireplace or the heater for the house. Look at him. Where is my mother? I asked it. The last time I saw your mother, the Whatzit said, she was over by the pickle jars, runt. I was sure the Whatzit was lying. What did you do with her? I shouted, and I gave it a swat with the broom. Wham! That made the Whatzit really mad, and it came after me. I swung the broom again. Wham! The Whatzit didn't like that at all. It climbed up on the washing machine, and I hit it right where it sits down. I noticed the Whatzit was getting smaller, and when I pulled its tail, it got even smaller. Now the Whatzit was down to my size. Okay, you better tell me what you did with my mother, I said, or else. Kid, you're crazy, the Whatzit answered. One of the heads made a face at me. You see him? He's sticking out his tongue. This boy is being so brave. Just for that, I twisted his nose, and the Whatzit shrank some more. Shrink means getting a little bit smaller. Why are you getting so small? I asked. Because you aren't afraid of me anymore, the Whatzit said. That always happens just when I'd be getting to feel at home in a closet or a cellar. The Whatzit looked sad. The Whatzit got smaller and smaller and smaller. Just when it was about the size of a peanut, I called out, Try Sheldon Parker's cellar next door. He's afraid of everything. Thanks, I heard it say, and then the Whatzit was gone. The Whatzit disappeared before it could tell me what it had done with my mother. I looked in the washer. She was not there. I looked behind some boxes. My mother was not there either. I looked inside the wood bin. No mother there. I was very worried. Where do you think she is? Then I found her glasses beside the pickle jar. But what had happened to the rest of her? I was searching for more clues when I discovered the back cellar door was open. I looked outside, and there, in the bright sunlight, was my mother picking flowers. Boy, was I glad to see her. I found your glasses in the cellar, I said. Thank you, Harry, she said. But I thought you were afraid of the cellar. Not anymore, I answered. The terrible Whatzit is gone. I chased it away with the broom. Well, she said, I never saw a Whatzit down there. She never believes me. I helped her carry the pickles into the kitchen where she gave me milk and cookies. You know what, Harry, my mother said. I will never worry about a Whatzit as long as you're around. Maybe she did believe me. Later, I heard an awful yell coming from the house next door. I bet Sheldon looked in the cellar. There's his